I think we are
Almost.
almost live. Here we are. Welcome back to The Change Physician. I am Melissa Katie, the Challenge Doctor, with my co-host, Dr. Kevin Cuccaro, here on our Facebook page at The Change Physician. If you are seeing it, The Challenge Doctor, I'm just cross-posting it from there. So welcome to Saturday Salutations, where we say hi, not only to one another as co-hosts, but to the rest of the world, and share with you what's happened in the past week or possibly what's coming up in the next week, and share some, I guess, little tidbits of our things of gratitude or things we liked, those kinds of things. So thank you for joining us. And how are you doing there, Kevin? Have you caught up on all your cross-posting or
Almost. It used to be
Almost.
so much faster, except for the fact that they make me
do all your crazy
I
things?
actually have to switch profiles to do it on one of them, which is dumb, but whatever.
Well, I will mention, since today is the 29th, that we have had this past week and a half as kind of a little run of Dr. Naveen Goyal's anesthesia physician or anesthesiologist physician journey, in our first part of the episode, and followed by the second part, which was about entrepreneurship with Dr. Goyal. With, of course, he is a big part of Loud Capital. And we did a follow-up episode with a deep dive into all of that. So we had 3 episodes back to back to back, all about his amazing journey from medicine to almost non-medicine things, but yet still tied into both. So since you want to make any comments on that?
No, they were just fun.
Of course, you know him.
I do know. It's like it just still blows my mind, because it was like, Naveen, he was one of my junior residents, and then all of a sudden you see his name. I said in the episode, I was just watching some video about entrepreneurship or whatever, and Loud Capital was doing the sponsorship with like the Chicago Bulls. I'm like, oh my God, I know that guy. So
The physician underdog.
Yeah, but it was fun. It was fun to connect with them, and those are great episodes, just particularly because there's people that you meet in your life that are just really good people.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things about that was Naveen was one of those people. He was always a pleasure to work with. It was so great to reconnect with them. It made me think of other people that I've interacted with over the years that maybe I need to reach out and connect to again, because I just enjoyed them so much. So fun episodes. I hope people get a lot of value out of them. And I think there is a lot of value in those episodes, particularly if you're interested in entrepreneurship, or you think you're too old, or you think all entrepreneurs were had paper routes when they were 15 or whatever. No, Naveen started after residency, and it's a little absurd just how well they're doing. So, yeah.
Well, and stay tuned with the whole idea of people doing things outside of traditional medicine, because our next week, I'll spill all the beans, but there will be someone that is a physician that really got into food, and that whole story and the entrepreneurial side of things, and our chat about that will be equally as interesting, different realm, but yeah, that's something to look forward to this next week. So
absolutely.
But how was your past week?
So our past week,
because I did a solo.
You did a solo
Facebook Live. Yeah.
Solo fast. And the reason that you did a solo Facebook Live is because that week, not this last week, the week before it was the week of my wife and I's 21st wedding anniversary.
Congrats.
Thank you. And we had decided to go and stay at Tahoe. So we drove, because we were kind of debating where to go, and I didn't want to fly. We'd been to Tahoe 6 years ago. I was actually born and raised in the area, so I'm well familiar with it. And we stayed there. I had, for a long time listeners, you may remember my Marriott journey from last year of trying to get to platinum, in which we ended up getting to titanium. And we had all these like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of points. So I spent them on a stay at the Ritz-Carlton there. And it was quite the educational experience. We had talked a little bit about off air. So we use these points, and I've always kind of been curious about the Ritz-Carlton being this epitome of customer care. Suffice to say, it was a little disappointing. The room was nice, but not $1,200 a night nice. The customer service was really hit or miss. ultimately I have to say just from a kind of like, I'm really into customer service. That's like my thing. Like I like to kind of see and evaluate places on it because I think it's so important. And it was just really interesting to see the discrepancy there. And I think part of it has to do with COVID. There's a staffing issue, but I don't think anytime you're experiencing a problem that you make that problem your customers and you don't acknowledge it as such, or at least work around it and try to make it up to your customers, I think there's a problem. Like, I don't think that's good customer service. So
Yeah.
we had a wonderful stay. Needless to say, I don't have any desire to go and pay their prices to stay there again. The mountain's awesome. The way it's set up is really great. But if you've ever been to Tahoe and you've been to North Star, you can actually rent really nice rooms for a third of the price. 5-6 years ago, we rented a condo that was ski in, ski out. And so I would probably do that as compared to it, but it was a very good educational experience, I would say. And we had actually a fantastic time. It was a wonderful overall week for vacation. Oh, the second half, I got to say, so we left Tahoe so our actual anniversary was on Friday, the 21st. The one thing that the Ritz really did nice is I had told them that it was our anniversary, and they gave us like this fruit tort basket with a bottle of wine, which was very nice. And then the next day we drove to Calistoga. Calistoga is different. We did another stay there with another Marriott hotel called Dr. Wilkerson's something. Dr. Wilkerson's something. It's like Calistoga is all about like spa, like they have these mineral pools and stuff. That place was so awesome. Like it was this hotel that was refurbished. It looks like some like 50s or 60s motel, like the way the original architecture of it. They've redone all the rooms. There's these two pools. They have this indoor huge big, basically a hot tub that's a big pool. They have these spouts that you can get this famous Calistoga mineral water. People are awesome. It was, that place was awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, so we had a great time. We drove there and then we drove back and we stopped at a winery outside of Calistoga that was fantastic. If you've never been out, you got to come to California sometime. We should go wine tasting.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, we went gosh, where was it? Just north, I guess it was Napa.
that's just south. Yeah. So there's Napa, Sonoma, Calistoga, Healdsburg, and they're all in the same region.
I'm blanking if it was
They're all north of San Francisco.
Yeah, it was we stayed north of San Francisco, went to a couple wineries, and I remember we stayed in an Airbnb that was all decked out in prints. Like it was purple lights and like all this Prince like paraphernalia, like just all the decor.
Prince as in Prince, like
Prince
1999 Prince.
Yes.
Oh, not
like
Prince, like Prints. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh no. It was like everything was like, even like there was like lighting under the bed that was purple. Like it was so cool. It even had like his symbol, like when you parked, you're going into the print. I mean, you probably could find it. It's probably still out there, but yeah, that's what I remember the most about that trip. So
yeah, so when we got married is interesting. So we got married in medical school and we had driven to Napa. I think just before we got married, we drove to Napa and spent a couple days there. And it was, super quiet because there's nobody there. We hit about 3 wineries. 2 of them were the big ones, and one was a small one, which was called Camus. Was our favorite one because we got to sit down and it was just really nice. And like, I'm a huge, if you like wine and you're going to these places, don't go to the castle wineries. Like, go to the places that don't spend the money on building a big old chateau. Because the one we went to, which I found literally, I was looking through reviews and they're like, oh, this is a small winery and we go there every weekend. So you're kind of, and then they're talking about the wine rather than, ooh, the chateau is so pretty and blah, 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 right? Oh my God. We went to this winery called Vincent Arroyo Vineyards. It was freaking mind blowing. Now it also helped that my favorite wines are Petit Syrah, and Zin. And as soon as we got there and the taster was like, well, what are your wines? I'm like, I love Petit Syrah, and Zins. And he's like, you are in the right place. Because that literally is their wines.
Oh, wow.
They were absolutely mind blowing. And we sat there for 2 hours and Oh man, it was so good. And then the next day we had bought wine at did you ever see the movie Bottle Shock? It was about like the Judgment of Paris in 1976 is when the Napa wines went on the scene.
Oh,
And in Bottle Shock, the main winery, they're talking about a Chateau Montelena. And so my wife's like, oh, we got to buy a couple bottles. They needed their Chardonnay because that was in the movie, blah, blah, blah. So we bought a couple bottles from there. We had to go pick them up. And it's this huge chateau. Grounds are absolutely gorgeous. And I'm just like, these people are just not nearly as cool as the Vincent people.
yeah.
They were like not nearly as much fun. We haven't drank the wine yet, but I don't know. I'll be shocked if it's as good as the other one because
Yeah.
it was fun.
Well, I have to say most of my winery experiences have been in Australia and New Zealand. We've been to a place in Indiana, one or two places, or a few places in Indiana, and then some in California, and a couple out here in Central Texas. That's it.
So Australia has that world-class Shiraz, which
I'm
is
a Riesling. I'm a Riesling Moscato kind of girl. I'm a dessert wine girl.
A dessert wine girl.
Mm-hmm. I love the late harvest of any.
Oh yeah, because it's like
sweet
dessert.
Yeah. So you can't go wrong there. But I don't like really dry stuff. My palate doesn't really appreciate that right now.
It just hasn't been worked on yet. That's all.
It's okay. I mean, if it's with the right meal, I probably could enjoy it more. But as a standalone drink, I tend to go for like Rieslings.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, there are some world-class Rieslings. I haven't not drank them because we're definitely red people. We have some desserts and we have a couple bottles, some really nice bottles of Riesling that we bought because they're not my sister, my daughter's birth year. But yeah, reds, man. I just like those big full body reds, and we got some really, really good ones. Like I was so glad we drove because we got some really good wine. It's like, yeah, it's cool. And it's close enough. We actually figured it out. We could probably do a 4-day pretty easy. Just drive down there and drive down a day, stay a couple nights, drive back the next day. And that would be a really easy trip. And even with the pandemic, it's so the Vincent Arroyo place was all outdoors. Like they have all the tables outside and the weather's usually
much
pretty
more
nice
comfortable. Yeah.
Super comfortable. We had definitely want to go back there. Definitely want to go back there.
Nice. Well, next time we're out that area, we'll just have to hit them up.
For sure. For sure. Now we have wineries in Oregon as well, but hopefully, if any Oregonians here, I am not a Pinot Noir fan. And that's what we are known for. I'm not a big Pinot Noir fan. Haven't been, still am not. And then I learned the secret for the Pinots I probably like is probably because they're throwing some Syrah grape in there. And otherwise it just, anyway.
Yeah. Definitely we all have different tastes, but
yeah.
Very cool. Well, awesome. I don't have anything to add for anything exciting. I think you stole the spotlight there with your recent trip and talking about wine.
And talk about wine. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, do you want to take us out or do you need to add anything else?
I don't think I can rave about it forever, but people get tired of it other than saying, go to the California wine country. Actually go to wine country anywhere that has good wine. It's a great thing to do. Super fun. But
yeah, it's enjoyable. Yeah. It is. Some of the snacks that come with it are tasty too sometimes.
Snacks. Didn't get any snacks.
Yeah, some cheeses or some little, sometimes they have really good little like appetizers that go really well. But
yeah, we didn't have any of that. We just got wine. But we did go to the grocery store, and that's the other thing about these small little towns is they have these small little grocery stores that have like absurd food. Like we ended up getting sandwiches and ate them so that we had food in our bellies before we did the wine tasting. Sure. This is a great little grocery store. They have some good stuff here, and their deli is amazing. But all right, well, enough of that, folks. Thank you for joining us on Saturday Salutations, where we are appreciative of the things, including me being appreciative of my 21 years of marriage and looking forward to the next 21 years. We are here usually every Saturday or Sunday, and usually both of us together, unless Melissa is kindly stepping in because like I was gone for this last one. But we'll see you next week. Make sure you check out the episodes as they come out. Check out thechangedphysician.com, whether you're a physician or physician ally, you can join us there. And until next week, stay well.
Take care.